This niche fragrance brand made me fall in love with collective fragrances again. Here's my proof. And I found out today that they was running a 25% sale when I checked up on these sites, and I had to make another order, which is my third order. Hello guys, welcome back, and I'm Max. Today we're going to go over 5 fragrances from the house of Nilafar that I purchased with my own money. And the reason I showed you my receipts, because I'm a rave about these fragrances so much, I'm telling you, they some must-have bargains. Also, what I learned from looking at Fragrantica, this guy said he purchased 3 bottles and they sent him the whole fragrance line. Well, it was about 18 fragrance line here, so we're going to go over those 5 fragrances, and we also going to go over the ones from this sample list that I'm going to tell you that I won't go into detail, but I give you a general description on the ones that I plan on purchasing and the ones that I probably stay away from. Now, Nilafar is a fragrance house that I never heard of, but 3 videos ago, I asked people what their fragrance was for the day, and this viewer came on. He said that he was wearing Nilafar. I never heard of it. So I looked up the notes. All the notes in there seemed perfect for me. So I ended up ordering 2. I liked them so much, I ended up ordering 3 more. First thing, the bottle is very simplistic, metal cap. All of them look alike except there. All the different colors have different tags on the front. And they all come in this nice, simple case. They have Nilafar and the information on the back and whatever fragrance it is. First, we're gonna go over the first 2 that I purchased first, and then we're gonna go over the next 3 in the order that I purchased them. The first one is Tiba, and the reason I ordered this because one of my favorite fragrance houses, the perfumer, is Chris Maurice, and he does a lot of their fragrances, which is Zerjoff. Right away, I'm telling you, this is the most expensive one for $150. The rest of them run from $125 all the way down to, I seen some for $65, $85, whatever. I looked at the notes on a lot of these, and the notes were perfect for what I wanted. In top of the notes read, nutmeg, damask rose, clove, saffron, linden, whatever that is, neroli, citron, raisins at the top. The middle you have Turkish rose, Cinefola rose, red wine, cherry, dark chocolate, cocoa, pimento, bourbon, vanilla, tobacco leaves, tonka, amberwood, and oak wood. First thing you're gonna get from this when you first spray it, you're gonna get the spices from nutmeg and clove. So the open is very spicy, and you get a resinous, almost raisin note. When it reaches the heart, you get some of that chocolate cocoa, you get bourbon, and you get a light rose almost playing in the background. The base, you get some tobacco. The tobacco in this make it woody. You get a cream of vanilla, and you get some woods, which leaving it sweet, spicy, woody, and floral. Now this is definitely a masculine fragrance, 12 hours of wear. Fall and winter time would be appropriate time to wear it, and formal wear. Most of the ones that I purchased aren't really beast mode performers, at least not on my skin. You're gonna get projection, but they're more of a scent trail. So people gonna smell you once you walk past them, or they'll walk past you, they're gonna smell like a scent trail. But it's definitely one of those fragrances that started me to really appreciate niche fragrances when I first started collecting them. But this was one of those fragrances that really got me to really loving the quality of niche fragrances again. And that's Tiba, coming from the house of Nilafar. Very nice fragrance. The next one up is Nilafar. Now this is the one the guy say that this was his scent of the day. Then I read the notes, but I'm telling you guys right now, if you're looking for a niche fragrance that's very affordable, these are the ones, at least 4 of them out of the 5 that I purchased. The notes in Nilafar is artemisia, mint, citron, bergamot at the top, lavender, cinnamon, geranium, heliotrope in the heart. You had almonds, vanilla, tonka, cedarwood, hazelnut, and musk in the base. Now opening up, first thing you're gonna get lemon, and you're gonna get a mint. Very lovely combination. Then about 30 minutes in, that's when that lavender and cinnamon starts to come to the front. The base, you get them almond notes. You're also gonna get a vanilla. Now the vanilla in this is not sweet or creamy, it's more like a powdery vanilla. You can get that myrrh coming up in the background, and you also get some woods from cedar wood. Now this is sweet, spicy, nutty, and woody. $10 for performance, definitely a masculine fragrance. The season that would be perfect for this would be fall and winter. Now I'm gonna give you a description of what this smells like. Da Vinci pie. It smells similar to that fragrance as being more of a niche fragrance. Lovely stuff, and that's Nilafar. The next one up is Lake Marriott. And the only reason I bought this because I love the note of yuzu. And when you go on their site, you see in the right hand corner, all I kept seeing was Lake Marriott pop up where people was purchasing this fragrance. It wasn't one of the ones that I originally thought about getting, but then I started reading the notes with yuzu. I love yuzu, but unfortunately, yuzu is not a note that's really prominent in this, if any at all. So although it's a nice fragrance, I just don't get the note that I was looking for. So the notes read coriander, yuzu in the top, rose, green notes, magnolia, melon in the heart. You get amber and cashmere in the base. First thing you're gonna get when you spray this, you're gonna get a spicy coriander and a very soft, realistic rose note. No yuzu detected whatsoever. And the main note in this that you're gonna get is the magnolia. That's gonna last throughout the fragrance. You get a powdery, sweet floral ambrette coming up in the base, and you get some light woods. Now to me, this is a unisex fragrance. Now one thing about the performance on this, 8 hours, and it's not gonna project far off your skin, but it does leave a scent trail. When I was walking, this is one of the fragrances from this collection that somebody asked for and gave me a compliment on. It's definitely a spring, fall, and summer scent that's fresh, fruity, woody, and spicy. This is the one out of the 5 that I ordered that didn't give me that feeling of diving into niche again, but it's still a good smelling fragrance, and that's Lake Marriott. The next one up is Trajan, and this might be my favorite as far as niche, smell combined. And the notes read cinnamon and smoke at the top. In the heart, you get licorice, saffron, cherry, incense and honey, apricot. The base, you get amberwood, vanilla, tobacco leaves, iso e pure, and pero balsam. And I'm gonna tell you what this fragrance reminds me of. It's like 2 fragrances in one, but I'm gonna go over the description for you right quick. At the top of this, the only thing you're gonna get is that spicy powdered cinnamon. The heart becomes fruity, you smell that cherry, you smell hints of that apricot, and you get a light touch of licorice. If you're intimidated by licorice, don't be, because it's just a light touch that sits in the background. You get amberwood in the base and a real sweet, creamy vanilla. And you also get tobacco leaves that giving it like a woody aspect. It's sweet, spicy, fruity, and woody. Now to me, this is a unisex fragrance, maybe leaning masculine. 8 to 10 hours of wear. The performance, you're gonna get probably 1 to 2 feet projection. And this is definitely a fall or winter scent. Now the fragrance it remind me of Macera red tobacco. You tone down the spices. You make that cherry note just a cherry fruit instead of a cherry tobacco. Make it less dry, a little bit more sweeter. And then you combine that with L'Homme Ideal cologne. It's about 50% mix of both, and that's what you get. Man, I'm telling you, this is very unique. Now, a lot of people are gonna think it smells like red tobacco, but to me, it's more than that. It's a mix of this Ideal cologne, the discontinued one, along with some red tobacco, minus the spices, a little bit more smoother, and that's exactly what you get. Probably my favorite so far from the line, and that's Trajan. The next one up, now the notes alone in this smell really good, and that's King Namor. The notes consist of the top, you get guava, brandy, cinnamon, blood orange. The mid, you get an orange, rum, rose, jasmine, and magnolia. The base, tobacco, sandalwood, vanilla, and cashmere. Now the first thing I get when I spray this, you're getting a lot of boozy notes with that rum and that brandy. The rum is the more prominent note while brandy sits in the background. The guava comes up with a hint of cinnamon. Once it reaches the heart, the guava starts to disappear, and that's when you begin to get more of that blood orange that you don't get at the beginning. The heart consists of a lot of florals, but the only floral that I pick up is an orange root. You get a leafy tobacco and some cashmere woods in the base that make it a boozy, fruity, spicy tobacco. And this definitely a masculine fragrance, probably 8 to 10 hours of wear, scent trail, very masculine, and it's a fall winter fragrance. And that's King Namor. Now we're gonna go over their sample sets. It say 14, but actually they sent me 18 in this case. And some of them are the ones that I already purchased. But I'm gonna go over these fairly quickly. I'm gonna tell you the ones that I think are worth buying and the ones that I think are not worth buying. And the one that they didn't send me is also the one that I ordered today because of the sale that they're running. It's Martout Lavender. They didn't send me a sample of that, so actually I'm buying it blind, so I really don't know what that smells like. But we're gonna go over the rest of these fragrances. Don't hold me to this, but I think when you buy 3 fragrances at one time, they send you a sample pack because I read it on Fragrantica. They come in 3 ml sizes. We're just gonna go over the ones that I plan on purchasing in the future. The first one is Namor Extract. It smells really good, but it don't give me that love as far as buying niche fragrances again. King Namor is one I already purchased. Seti 1, believe it or not, although I don't really like it at the beginning, this is another one that I wore and got a compliment on. But I'm telling you, spraying it on your hand the first 2 hours, it's some kind of smell that you're not gonna like. When I wore it, that smell only lasted probably 30 minutes, and then the dry down is very lovely, but I won't be purchasing this because of the opening. The opening I can't stand, but like I said, somebody actually gave me a compliment on it. Nollis is kind of plain. I won't be getting that. Shimu smells kind of feminine, kind of plain in my opinion, so this one I won't be purchasing either. Now this one, L'Homme Sport, and I'm gonna read you the notes because this is an interesting fragrance to me, and I was gonna purchase this today, but they're out of stock. But this one, I'm telling you, I got to have it. It's actually called L'Homme Fort, not Sport. But the notes in this is cream brulee, myrrh, candied pineapple, cinnamon, vanilla, toffee. The base you get patchouli, cardamom, amber, tonka, leather, and ambroxan. Now don't that smell lovely? And it is a lovely smelling fragrance. And I'm gonna tell you exactly what this smells like. This smells like a gourmand blue fragrance. It smells that good. So for the ones that like fresh, clean blue fragrances and the ones that like gourmand fragrances, this is one that's definitely you will love. And I really love it, but it was out of stock. Melissa is a feminine fragrance. It's one of these feminine fragrances I like and the other one I don't. I think Melissa is the one that I don't like. And Massa is a fragrance that I actually like for a female. Now Tiba smells really good, but it smells like a niche fragrance that I already own. Well, a bunch of niche fragrances that I already own. So this one I won't purchase, although it smells good. Medium is nothing special, just like a plain department store fragrance. Now Tanis Tabak is the one that I ordered today that I was gonna order anyway, but by them having that sale, I had to go and get it. But this is I'm telling you, this is a fragrance that you actually have to wear because on paper, it smells like a floral fragrance for men, but on your skin, it smells so much better. It smells like a floral, woody fragrance for men. And it's in the same genre as you like something like 1888. Pause is not a clone, don't smell similar, but if you like something in that same neighborhood, this is something similar to that same neighborhood. Cathara is one that I'm kind of undecided on. It don't project far, but the scent trail / Ciard gonna be really great on this one. No one sent me anything. This is my true feelings on this fragrance house. Lovely fragrance house. Someone took me back to my roots where I first started collecting fragrances and I fell in love with niche fragrances. I'm telling you guys, believe it or not, $150 was the highest price. They have some running $85. Most of them run between $100, $125. And for a niche fragrance house that smells so good, smells so niche-like, that make me want to just keep diving into them. I'm telling you, jump on them now before it's too late, especially with the sale that's going on today. That's it, guys. Everybody have a nice weekend. Stay safe. I will see you soon. Peace.